Alrighty, let's get this recap going. So, week 4 box scores. We're going to start with me versus Dan. A relatively close matchup in what shouldn't have been, in my opinion, but that's just me. Yeah, coming up from my side, Anthony Richardson putting up a fat almost 30 points, and Kyren Williams coming out of the woodwork past few weeks, put up 26. Rest of the team was pretty mediocre. Tyreek Hill definitely not getting the volume against Buffalo's defense there. Jahmyr Gibbs, who has just not lived up to expectations at all. But it is what it is. Josh Allen putting up 36 and a half. I think he was QB1 this past week. Just not enough, unfortunately. Najee Harris as your RB1 is just saying something, I guess. But he beat his projections, so you got to give him that at least. And then, I mean, your number 2 person on your team was your kicker. And I mean, that's all you got to say. I think once Eckler gets healthy, hopefully he's going to be coming out strong for you. Jones is your backup quarterback. I don't know. There's some work to be done for Dan's team, unfortunately. Definitely a candidate for the injury bug. Moving on to what was a absolutely crazy matchup. Tom versus Tishy. I think going into the Sunday night game, Tom was projected to get like 68 points. And I even think Tishy was projected to get not much higher than that. But obviously, we can see how that turned out. CMC putting up almost 50. I was 5 off. I'm so sorry that I robbed you of your 5 points. I should have gotten that correct. But I mean, no surprise there. Especially with the Arizona defense, like we knew they were going to run through them. Did not think that it was going to be 45 points, third most, second most on the season. I think just that crazy a chain and Mostert game last week, putting up 70. But yeah, whopping performance from him, as well as the Cowboys defense putting up 26. Again, it's just been the Cowboys defense show. That's the main thing that's winning them games. I fucking hate the Cowboys and I hate to see it, but here we are. Rest of the team looking pretty good. Aaron Jones, I know that's who you're nervous about after the matchup. Not seeing any touches between him or Dylan. It was kind of crazy that there was just no running game that game, but it is what it is. And then on Tishy's side, we have Joe Burrow, who is, I believe, in the bottom 10 for QB rating so far this season. And it's the most disappointing thing in the world. But it's just, it's sad, really. It's so sad. Derrick Henry getting work. Mostert, again, we kind of knew that he wasn't going to be getting the touches, getting the volume, putting up, the score that he was last week. Someone I think said it last week, or Rob, it might have been Rob, said lightning doesn't typically strike twice, and we can see with a 4 spot up here. Yeah, but I mean, you guys both have solid benches. I think Tom just has some injuries, some questionables and stuff here going on this week. Tishy's bench is kind of crazy, putting up 87 points. I mean, more than your main lineup, but yeah, Tishy's got a great team. Just rough week for him. Now, Chris and Dave, super close matchup here. Both dog shit weeks. The 2 lowest scoring teams this week, of course, they were facing each other. Underperformers all around. I mean, Patty just not putting up what he should have and typically does, still getting the dub over the Jets, and JJ doing JJ things, and that's about it. Steelers defense, like, I mean, I get it, they're facing Houston, but holy cow, what an absolutely atrocious game that was, and that's all that can be said there. That is really all that can be said. Chris's team, uh, feeling things out, getting a little bit better since the early weeks. Tough week for you here. I mean, who would have really known that Justin was actually going to be a quarterback this week, even though the Bears still fucking suck. Um, Kenneth Walker, getting touches, doing what he does, running the football somewhat reliably for Seattle. Um, just a team that you never really know how they're gonna do. It's usually the Tyler Lockett and DK show, but good for him, man. Good for him. All right, moving over to the Owen Bowl, which has only left us with one Owen, Mr. Morgan up here. Not a bad showing. Jalen Hurts being Jalen Hurts, running and throwing the dang football like he's an all-star. Josh Jacobs having a great week too. Even your flex, Chris Godwin. But again, Dolphins D, not sure what we're doing here. Why are we not streaming a defense? That's fine. Kittle, unexpected, but yeah, just not seeing the touches there against Arizona. Even gave it, like, again, not a bad showing. I mean, projected to be 101 isn't great, and to finish 6 points, 7 points below that, not great. But it was Dumb Cumster's week this week. Lamar Jackson putting up almost 30. AJ Brown having a monster week. Seahawks D putting up more points than the Cowboys. Like, it was just everything lined up for him. Even benchers. I mean, Pacheco and a chain. I know we said lightning doesn't strike twice. It wasn't the 40 points that he got last week, but it was damn close. He might be. I don't know. It's kind of exciting to see. He looks fucking good. We'll see how he goes from here on out. And then last game of the week, Rick taking out the undefeated Rob. Um, nice to see, honestly. Rick, pretty solid showing kind of overall here. Russ letting him cook, getting dubs against us, even though he didn't even cook. He looked fine. He was a quarterback, um, and we just did Bears things and gave up stupid points. Andrews being Mark Andrews, having a great week finally. Nico Collins, another one kind of coming out of the woodwork here in the past couple of weeks. He's like the wide receiver 11, 7. Geez, holy cow. Again, I mean, good for him, man. Good for him. Justin Herbert, pretty much getting exactly what he projected here. Again, most of your team was pretty much at their exact projections. Obviously, biggest outlier was Stephon Diggs with that Josh Allen connection, and putting the absolute hurt on Miami. Benches for both of you guys look good too. I mean, Rob's bench had a crazy week as well. I mean, DJ Moore was the only one putting up points for Chicago here, and small cock Brock. I mean, well, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Um, but yeah, congrats to those two. I'm just gonna go over to I guess we'll do Fantasy Cast, and we'll watch this ad that's not actually playing because I have an ad blocker, and just talk about my quick predictions for this week. Me versus Rob, that's an easy dub for me. Not even gonna go into it any further. Matt versus Chris. I mean, depending on if we make some roster moves here in the next couple of days, waiver wire went through this morning. Man, I think Matt's got some better matchups here. It's close though. This actually should be more of a 50-50. I don't know if Matt's quite going to get to 110, but I think Chris is going to get a little higher than this. I think this is going to be a good matchup this week. Well, yeah, Dan's got some roster moves to make. Obviously, Mike Evans out on bye. Eckler's not even coming back this week. I don't even think with what he can do, I don't think he can take on Dumb's team. So we're giving that one to Dumb. Rick and Tom, another close matchup here. I think Swift is going to have a good week. Pollard not going to be great against that San Francisco defense. Mark Andrews, if he gets the volume against Pittsburgh, we'll see how that goes. I don't know what his deal is. Questionable. I don't remember him. Oh, I do remember him coming off the. I don't think it was a bad injury though. CMC again, Dallas defense. Dang, the battle of the running backs here. I think that I don't know. It's they're probably both going to be under projections, but you never really know with McCaffrey. He can just power through just about anybody. So close one. I'm going to give this one to Tom though. And then lastly, here we've got Tishy and Dave. Again, it looks like we might need some roster moves on one side or the other. I think that you can put up more than 98 points there, Tishy, but I'm going to give this one to Dave regardless. I think Pat Mahomes is going to have a great time against Minnesota, and JJ again versus KC defense, which isn't incredible. I think that those are definitely going to be the two stars, unsurprisingly, this week. And yeah, that's it. See you later, bitches.